Dear viewers, we have been joined by our first guest for this evening, Mr. Hamza Taqi, the Master Performance Consultant. Good evening, welcome back to Hali Kuwait.
Thank you. Good evening to you, and I'm glad to be with you guys.
Thank you for being here. So every week we tend to talk sometimes about different personality traits
True.
and how important they are for us. So this evening we're going to be discussing self-esteem.
Right,
So,
that's a good subject.
Yes, exactly, and it's a very important thing, honestly, for us. So can we start by defining self-esteem?
Okay, self-esteem is basically how you see yourself, or your self-image, or your self-confidence, basically. And it has two components: your competency and your worthiness. So if you have a high competence, like meaning that you know stuff that you can do and accomplish and achieve, and then you have internal feeling about how worthy you are. These two can, if they are low in competency or if you're high in worthiness, then you have different, you have either low self-esteem or high self-esteem.
Yes, for sure. So what causes low self-esteem? What's the secret behind it?
It's basically, I believe it's a thought. A thought that starts that I'm not enough or I'm not good. And that will make you have like low worthiness. And if you don't achieve, if you don't have any accomplishment in your life, you tend to see yourself that you are not worthy, and then you don't have enough competencies, then you will have low self-esteem.
Yes, definitely. And I think that starts really affecting us when it comes to our jobs, and we start thinking that we can't do this, we can't achieve anything due to our low self-esteem. So what factors could affect our self-esteem?
Well, basically, see, we all, like if we look at, for example, the framework of Abraham Maslow, the hierarchy of needs, the basic needs, which is the physiological needs, where we need to eat. If we don't have food, we cannot do anything, or drink. You know, so that's the basic needs that any human being requires. And once those needs are satisfied, then we jump to the security needs or the safety needs, where we are safe and so on. And once you are safe, you will go to the social needs, where you want to feel belonging to a country or something. And once you achieve that, then you go into the self-esteem. So self-esteem is the fourth level of Maslow hierarchy of needs. And when you have self-esteem, it's where you have, when you have the achievements that you have gathered through the years, and what you have done in your life and in the community and so on. And that will give you, you know, a cushion or let's say a support where you can become a self-actualized person, where you start giving and problem solve and contribute to the world. So it is a very important for work, self-esteem.
I'm starting to realize that it is where everything starts for us, really.
True.
So how do we build confidence?
It's again, I believe it's the way we think, the way, you know, our thinking filter. We have a thinking filter, and sometimes we only focus on the negative and the worst things that happen to us, and we don't see the other side of it, because there is always a better side. Even if we fail, it's we look at it as, oh, I must have learned something new. So when you're looking at it in that way, then you would become a better in your self-esteem.
Definitely. So why is self-esteem important? We're sitting here talking about self-esteem. It has to have some importance.
It is very important, because it gives you the confidence to carry out certain tasks, to carry out certain projects or initiatives for a change or to make life better, be it at home or in the community or at work. So we need to have a good self-esteem, so we can engage with people, and we have the confidence to relate and seek good in people as well.
Definitely. So we've been talking about low self-esteem and how it can affect us. But what about the complete other end of the spectrum,
Opposite.
which
Yeah.
is excessive self-esteem.
Yeah.
Can we talk a bit about
Yeah,
that?
this is like basically, you know, when someone is like overdoing it and thinking in a way that they are at the top of it and they are better than anybody else. And that's excessive self-esteem will lead to a person to become more stressed
Yes.
and anxious because a small failure can let's say, you know, destroy them, destroy
Right.
their ambitions and what they look for. So it's good to have a balance, really.
You have to be right in the middle, not
Yes,
too low or not too high on
exactly.
the
And
self-esteem.
being in the middle is the difficult part, you know, because you
Definitely.
can go to the extremes very
Exactly. It's
easily.
always harder to be in the
Be in the
middle
middle.
with these things. So I do know that when my self-esteem is low, I do have more problems performing at work or even in my social life.
Yes.
I would worry about things like the way I look, the way I talk, and even the smallest details of my life, right?
Right.
So how can low self-esteem affect someone's career and job life?
Well, they will not be encouraged to carry out duties or to take a new job or to take a new task or something that they've never done before. So they will always shy away and they will always want to go into their usual routine,
Yes.
hush hush doing whatever they used to do for years and not aspiring to progress and to do something different and
Yes.
to acquire new skills, a new knowledge, a new attitude. So that will make them, you know, not really the bosses or the managers doesn't see them that they are contributing to the work and they might be even fired from their job.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely, because they think that it's safer to stay in the position they're in. They're
Yes,
not
in
going
the
to do
comfort
more.
zone. Yes.
Exactly, and sometimes that's the end of us, our comfort zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, can we say that low self-esteem at work does have consequences?
Of course, it has big consequences, and here the manager has a big role, or a coach has a big role to elevate the self-esteem of their people, so they are more confident to carry out their duties and to become more creative and
Yes.
innovative. Because when you are low self-esteem, you cannot, you don't believe in yourself. You don't
Right.
have self-confidence, so you will not think of, oh, this is a problem I cannot solve. Immediately,
Exactly.
you put for yourself that I cannot solve this, or I cannot initiate a new project, or I cannot be innovative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes self-esteem can really solve all these issues for us and help us to get to better places in our lives.
Definitely.
So I think a lot of students do have maybe battle with self-esteem, you know, because sometimes they're lost. They don't know what they want to study. When they're studying, they're worried about what's going to happen after that,
Yeah.
and it's a cycle that doesn't end. So how can we help students improve their
I always
self-esteem?
tell students, you know, you are still young. Life is still ahead of you. Just experience things. Don't worry. They worry a lot and they want to see themselves at their best. And that doesn't happen all the time because we want to fail, so we get up again and become stronger.
Yes.
So with the low self-esteem students, they start giving up and become hopeless and maybe quit school altogether. So
That's right.
it's very important that you know, to tell students that it's okay, and you don't have to be an A student. B is good enough,
Yes.
and the journey, enjoy the school itself, because
Exactly.
even us, I mean, you know, sometimes I ask adults, remember school times? They say, yeah. I say, how was it? They say, wow, it was the best time.
Exactly.
But I say, when we were in it, was it the best time?
No.
They said, no, we just want to get out of it.
That's
So,
right.
you know, having that different thinking, that school is a joy and it's fun, and it's okay for a youngster to make mistakes and to find, you know, what they love, and maybe they try different options, different stuff until they land what they like.
Definitely, and I think whenever an adult would tell us enjoy going to school, enjoy your university days, all of us would laugh at that. We're
Right.
thinking,
Yes.
you're lying to us.
Yes.
There's no reality to that. And now I think the only advice I can give any student is please enjoy it. You're going to want to go back one day.
Exactly.
So finally, do you have any last words or advice for our viewers this evening?
Well, I believe that, dear viewers, we are a product of our thoughts. What we put in our mind, we become. So start looking at good stuff in you. Start looking at what you're good at, and list the things that are you are good at. Write them down with the pen and a pen and a paper.
Yes.
Because that will make you focus on the good things that you have rather than the negative thing. And frankly speaking, no one is perfect except the Creator. We have flaws, and everybody has flaws. Nobody is perfect. So we work on our strength, and from our strength we shine and we become successful.
Well, that was very well said, Mr. Hamza. Thank you so much for all the information and the advice this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dear viewers, we had with us Hamza Taqi, Master Performance Consultant. And up next, we have another report, and we'll be right back.